Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel on Engineering Mathematics by Dr. Navneet. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about how to find the value of particular integral for linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So after watching this video, student will be able to define particular integral, to evaluate particular integral and to solve the linear differential equation with constant coefficient with the help of particular integral and complementary function. So these are the three topic learning outcome of this lecture. Now let me start with the definition of particular integral. We know from our previous video we already learned that so equation of the form f of d times y is equal to capital X. This equation has two type of solution. First type of solution is called as complementary function and second type of solution is called as particular integral. So complete solution of this equation is the sum of complementary function and particular integral. Moreover, in previous lecture we already learned how to find the value of complementary function. Now in this lecture we are learning how to find the value of particular integral. So let f of d times y is equal to capital X. This is the equation which is obtained after putting the value of operator d in a linear equation. So in this equation then particular integral is given by, then particular integral of this equation is given by y is equal to 1 upon f of d times capital X. So this is the way we get the value of particular integral y is equal to 1 upon f of d times capital X, where this x, where this right hand side value of x, right hand side value of this equation x or this x is a function of, this is a function of capital X. This x is the function of capital X. So again question arises, what is the meaning of x is the function of capital X? That means x may be of the type capital X is equal to e raised to ax. That means x may be exponential function. It may possible that x may be of the type sine of ax or cos of ax. This is the second type of x. Then x may be of the type algebraic function. That means x raised to n, any power of n, n is any number. Then x may be combination of exponential function. X may be combination of exponential function into sine ax or cos ax, or x may be exponential function with algebraic function. So this is the possibility for x. Then capital X may be of the type x into sine ax, or capital X may be of the type x into cos of ax. So this is the fifth type of capital X. Then sixth type of capital X, x may be of the form x raised to n into sine ax or x raised to n into cos of ax. Or one more type is there, x may be of the type suppose tan ax, then cot of ax, x may be of the type cosec ax, or this may be sec ax, this x may be of this type sec ax, or this may be of the type sine of e raised to x, then this x may be of the type cos of e raised to x, or this may be of the type e raised to x form, or this x may be of the type 1 upon 1 plus e raised to x. So there are 7 different types of x. So first type is exponential function, second type is trigonometric function like sine and cos x, this third type is algebraic function, fourth type is this capital X may be the combination of exponential function with trigonometric function or combination of exponential function with algebraic function, or some people may write this as e raised to x into v. This is the type number 4 for x. Then x may be the combination of x raised to 1 power of x is 1, x with power 1 into sine of x, x with power of 1 into cos of x, or x may be of the type capital x may be of the type x raised to n into sine of x, or x raised to n into cos of ax, or it may possible that x is having such type of value of f. So there are 7 different types of values of x. So depending upon these 7 different types of value of x, we get 7 different method for finding the value of particular integral. So let's discuss the first method for finding the value of particular integral when the right hand side of this equation, capital X is of the form e raised to ax. So this is the first method for finding the value of particular integral. Now let's discuss this method first. Type 1, particular integral when this capital X is equal to e raised to ax, that means exponential function. So let given equation may be of the type f of d time y is equal to capital X, then particular integral of this equation is defined as 1 upon f of d into capital X. So this is the formula of particular integral. So we may write this as 1 upon f of d into, put the value of capital X as e raised to ax, and which is equal to 1 upon f of a e raised to ax. That means this particular integral is obtaining by putting or by replacing the value of d by a. So that is the simple meaning of this particular integral, and this is possible only if the value of f of a is not equal to 0. That means this denominator is not equal to 0, then this is possible. What happens when this denominator term is 0? If this denominator term is 0, then we can write this particular integral as, so attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator, and after taking derivative of denominator with respect to d, replace d by a, then we get such type of term, and this is possible only if the value of denominator f dash of a is not equal to 0. If this value is again 0, if denominator of this term is again 0, then we can write this as, again attach one more x on the numerator, that means x into x square, into second derivative of denominator with respect to d, and again replace d by a. So we get this as f double dash of a into e raised to ax. Again this is possible only when the value of f double dash of a is not equal to 0. So in this way we can continue this formula. So this is the first method, or this is the first type for finding the value of particular integral when capital X is a function of exponential function. Once again I will repeat this method. So then particular integral is 1 upon f of d into x. So replace x by e raised to x. Then this formula says that, so 1 upon f of d e raised to x is equal to 1 upon f of a e raised to ax. That means replace the term d by a, where a is present here. So this is the value of a. So this is possible only when the value of f of a is not equal to 0. If the value of f of a is equal to 0, that means when this denominator is 0 in this equation, in this case attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator with respect to d, and replace d by a and so on. So this is called as the first type of particular integral. Now to explain this type, let me give one example. Let's discuss this with the help of one example. So now example is, so example, solve the equation d square minus 7d plus 12y is equal to e raised to tx. Now take the simple example. So now observe that this is the linear equation of the form. So this is the linear equation of the form f of d time y is equal to capital X. We know that this equation has two type of solution. One is called as complementary function and second is called as particular integral. That means the sum of complementary function and particular integral is the value of complete solution. Now to solve this equation means find out the value of complementary function and find the value of particular integral. Now let's find first the value of complementary function. So now for complementary function. So complementary function, we know that complementary function is obtained by solving the auxiliary equation. So what is the auxiliary equation of this equation? So auxiliary equation is f of d is equal to 0. F of d is equal to 0 means if we compare this equation with this term, then value of f of d is d square minus 7d plus 12 equal to 0. Now find a number. So solve this equation, that means find out the root of this equation, that means solve this by quadratic method, or alternative method is that find a number whose product is 12 and addition is 7. So we can write this as 3 4s are 12. So 3 4s are 12, but we required addition as minus 7. So just adjust the sign, minus 3 into minus 4. So this is again 12. So if we put this value here, then we get this as d square minus 3d minus 4d plus 12 equal to 0, similar to that of our school level methods. So if we take the term d common from the first two term, then we get this as d square minus 3. So again if we take the minus 4 common from these two term, then we get this as d minus 4 3s are 12. So minus 3 equal to 0. So we may write this as d square minus 3, and so this is d minus 4 equal to 0. Sorry, this is d, right? So d minus 3 and d minus 4 is equal to 0. So product of two number is 0, then either one of them must be 0. So either d minus 3 is equal to 0 or d minus 4 is equal to 0. So according to this, we get the value as of d as 3, and from second equation we get the value of d as 4. So if we observe the root of this equation, then these roots are 3 and 4. So these roots are real and non-repeated because these two roots are different. So roots are real and non-repeated. If roots are real and non-repeated, then we know the value of complementary function. Then complementary function is equal to c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x and so on. So this is the first root, let's call this as m1, and this is the second root, let's call this as m2. So we can write the value of complementary function as c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to 4x. So remaining roots are 0. So this is the value of complementary function. Let's call this as equation number 1. So in this way we get the first solution of the equation. This is the equation, its first solution is complementary function. So in this way we get the value of complementary function. Now question is that how to find the value of particular integral. So now to find the value of particular integral, let's do the calculation as, so write down for particular integral. So whenever we try to find the value of particular integral of any equation, so whenever we find the particular integral of any equation, first take the value of right hand side capital X. So here value of capital X. So here the value of f of d times y is equal to capital X. If we compare this equation with this, then we get the value of capital X as e raised to 2x. So this is the value of e raised to 2x. That means we get the exponential function. So if this is the exponential function, then method of finding the particular integral of such type of equation is, so when capital X is equal to e raised to x, then particular integral is, so particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d e raised to ax. So this formula says that 1 upon f of a e raised to ax. That means replace d by a. So put the value here. So this is 1 upon f of d. So f of d means what? If we compare this equation with this equation, then the value of f of d is, this is d square minus 7d plus 12 into e raised to 2x. E raised to 2x. Then what this formula says that replace d by a. So what is the value of a here? So value of a is 2. So if we put this value of a is equal to 2 in this equation, then we get this equation as 1 upon, so this is 2 square minus 7 into 2 plus 12 e raised to 2x. So if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon 2 square is 4 minus 7 to the 40 plus 12 into e raised to 2x as it is. So now once again if we simplify this equation, then we get next stage as, so this is 1 upon this is 4 minus 40 plus 12, that means this is 2 e raised to 2x. Now this is called as the particular integral of the given equation. Let's call this as equation number 2. Let's call this as equation number 2, which is the particular integral of the equation. So now how to write the value of complete solution? Complete solution is the combination of complementary function and particular integral. So therefore complete solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. So we know that complete solution of this equation is denoted by y. So we can write this as y is equal to complementary function, which is given in equation 1. So complementary function is c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to 4x. So this is the value of complementary function plus value of particular integral. Value of particular integral is 1 upon 2 e raised to 2x. So in this way we get the complete solution of this linear differential equation. In this way we get the complete solution of the linear equation, and this is the simple method for finding the value of complete solution of linear differential equation. So this is the first example. Now let me take the one more example to understand the concept how to find the value of particular integral when capital X is equal to e raised to ax. Now take one more example. Suppose next example is solve d cube y upon dx cube minus 3 times d square y upon dx square plus 4y is equal to e raised to 3x. Now take this as the simple example to understand this method clearly. So then if we apply the operator d, then we get this equation as d cube minus 3d square plus 4 into y is equal to e raised to 3x. So this equation is of the type f of d times y is equal to capital X. So where f of d is equal to d cube minus 3d square plus 4, this is the value of f of d, and this equation has two type of solution. One is called as complementary function and second is called as particular integral. So complete solution is the sum of these two solutions. So let's find out the first solution, that is called as complementary function. So now for complementary function, so first find out the value of complementary function. So complementary function is again obtained by solving the auxiliary equation. So we know this theory part. So auxiliary equation is, this is d cube minus 3d square plus 4 is equal to 0. So now friends, observe that this is the cubic equation. So to solve this cubic equation we have to apply the synthetic division method. So to apply the synthetic division method, so first write down this term in this equation in terms of decreasing power. So this is d cube minus 3d square plus, next d term is absent, so write down this as 0d plus 4 is equal to 0. Now this is in decreasing power of x. So if we apply the synthetic division method here, then we get this as 1 minus 3, 0 and 4. So then our expectation is that remainder must be 0. So then according to the rules for finding the factor in synthetic division method, so try for d is equal to plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2 plus 3 minus 3. So then question is that when the term d is equal to minus 1 is the factor, when the sum of alternative coefficient is equal. So sum of alternative coefficient is 1 and 0 is 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Again, sum of alternative, next alternative coefficient is minus 3 and 4, minus 3 plus 4, which is again 1. If the sum of alternative coefficient is 1, then d is equal to minus 1 is the factor. So let's put d is equal to minus 1 as the factor of this equation. So write down this one as it is. So 1 into minus 1, this is minus 1, then this is minus 4, again this is 4, and this is 4, this is minus 4, and remainder is 0. So now remainder is 0, so factors are, write down opposite sign for first factor, d plus 1, then this is d square minus 4d plus 4 is equal to 0. So directly from this equation we get this as d plus 1 is equal to 0, and d square minus 4d plus 4 is equal to 0. So from this equation we get the value of d as minus 1. If we try to solve this equation or this quadratic equation, then you may apply the standard formula for quadratic equation, or find a number whose product is 4 and addition is minus 4. So if we multiply these by minus 2 into minus 2, product is 4 and their addition is minus 4. So the value of roots are d is equal to 2, 2. So then the possible value of roots are minus 1, 2 and 2. So these are the root of this equation. Now observe these roots. So these roots are real because the imaginary part I is absent, complex number I term is absent. Then these roots are, this first root is different, but these two roots are repeated. So roots are real and repeated. So roots are real and repeated. As roots are real and repeated, then complementary function is, for this first root we can write this as c1 e raised to m1x plus c2. First coefficient is c1, then this is c2 plus c3x, because these two roots are repeated, c1, c2 plus c3x into e raised to m2x. So this is the complementary function formula. So put the value, we get this as c1 e raised to minus x plus c2 plus c3x, then e raised to 2x. So this is the value of complementary function. So this is the simple method. So we find the complementary function with the help of synthetic division. So that is the first solution, that is called as complementary function. Now let's obtain the value of particular integral. Now particular integral of this equation is obtained, or particular integral of this equation is depend on the right hand side value of capital X. So next for particular integral, so particular integral is depend on the right hand side value of capital X. So here right hand side value of capital X is e raised to 3x, e raised to 3x. Then particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d e raised to ax 1 upon, so put the value of f of d. So value of f of d is d cube minus 3d square plus 4 into e raised to 3x after putting the value. Now this formula says that, so this formula says that replace d by a. So what is the value of a here? So value of a is 3. So we can write this value as 1 upon, so 3 cube minus 3 into 3 square plus 4 into e raised to 3x. So if we try to simplify this, then we get this as 3 cube, that means 27 minus 3 square 9, again this is 27 plus 4 into e raised to 3x. So final answer is 1 upon 4 e raised to 3x. So this, let's call this as equation number 2. So in this way we get the value of particular integral. Now from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2 we get the value of complete solution as sum of complementary function and particular integral. So we know that we are denoting complete solution by y, which is the sum of these two equations. Then complementary function is c1 e raised to minus x plus c2 plus c3x e raised to 2x plus, this is the complementary function, plus particular integral is 1 upon 4 e raised to 3x. So this is the complete solution of the equation third derivative of y with respect to x minus 3 times second derivative of y with respect to x plus 4y is equal to e raised to 3x. So in this way we get the value of complementary function as well as particular integral, and which is called as complete solution of the equation. So now friends, observe that here we discussed the first case when we replace d by a. Now let's take the next example when we get the value of denominator as 0. That means we have to attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator. That means try to learn the example which is based on this result. Now next example is, so where we are discussing this case where denominator is 0. So now again we know that this equation is of the type f of d times y is equal to capital X. This equation has two type of solution. One is called as complementary function and particular integral. So let's first find out the value of complementary function. So complementary function. So here auxiliary equation is d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1 is equal to 0. So this is the auxiliary equation of this equation. Now this is cubic equation. So now to apply to find the root of this equation, use the synthetic division method. So according to the synthetic division method, we can write this as, so coefficients are, so this is already in decreasing power of d. So write down the coefficient as 1, then 3, then again 3, and this is 1. So d is equal to minus 1 is the factor when the sum of alternative coefficient is equal. Sum of alternative coefficient is 1 plus 3, 4, again 3 plus 1 is 4. That's why d is equal to minus 1 is the factor, so that we get remainder as 0. So let's try for d is equal to minus 1. So this 1 as it is, so this is 1 and minus 1, so this is minus 1, answer is 2, so this is minus 2, this is 1, and this is minus 1. So in this way we get the factor with the help of synthetic division. So we can write this as d plus 1, then d square plus 2d plus 1 is equal to 0. So from this equation we get d plus 1 is equal to 0 and d square plus 2d plus 1 is equal to 0. So these two terms are 0. Because product of two number is 0, then either one of them must be 0. So now if we solve the first equation, we directly get the value of d as minus 1. Now solve this by quadratic method. Find a number whose product is 1 and addition is 2. So we can write this as 1 into 1, product is 1, and if we take the addition is again 1 plus 1, 2. So therefore d is equal to minus 1 is the factor. So root of this equation are minus 1, and minus 1. So all roots are equal and equal to minus 1. Therefore roots are real and repeated. So these roots are real and repeated because minus 1 is repeated thrice. So according to the repeated root formula, complementary function is c1 plus c2x plus c3x square e raised to m1x and so on. So this is the formula for complementary function. So we can write complementary function as c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into e raised to minus x. So this is our equation number 1. So for our simplicity, we can write complementary function here. Complementary function is c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into e raised to minus x. So this is the first solution, complementary function. Now let's obtain the second solution, which is called as particular integral. Now for particular integral, so whenever we find the value of particular integral of any equation, first check the value of right hand side capital X. So what is the value of capital X here? So value of capital X is e raised to minus x. So capital X is e raised to minus x, that means, so this is exponential function. So particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d e raised to ax is equal to 1 upon f of a e raised to ax. This formula is applicable. So now put the value in this equation, which is 1 upon f of d. So we know the value of f of d. So f of d is this much. So this is d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1 into e raised to minus x. So according to this formula, so replace d by a. So what is the value of a? A is minus 1. So if we put the value of a is equal to minus 1 in this equation, then we get this as 1 upon. So this is minus 1 cube plus 3 times minus 1 square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 1 into e raised to minus x. So if we simplify this, then we get this as, this is minus 1, then this is 3 minus 3, and this is plus 1 into e raised to minus x, which is 1 upon 0 e raised to minus x. That means we get the term 0 in the denominator. So now according to the theory part, whenever this equation is applicable or this equation is valid, only when the value of f of a is not equal to 0. When the value of f of a becomes 0, so when this denominator value becomes 0, then attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator with respect to d. So if we apply this concept here, then we can get this as x upon. So take the derivative of this term with respect to d, we get this as 3d square plus 6d plus 3 into e raised to minus x. So once again apply the same formula, replace d by a. So apply the same formula. So we get this as x upon. This is 3 into minus 1 square plus 6 into minus 1 plus 3 e raised to minus x. So here, so what is the value of denominator again? So we can get this as x upon. So this is 3 minus 6 plus 3 e raised to minus x. So again here we observe that, so this denominator term is 0, that means x upon 0 e raised to minus x. Once again denominator term is 0. So what happened when, once again this formula is applicable only when the value of f dash of a is not equal to 0. If this value is 0, then once again attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator with respect to x. So we get this as, so once again attach one more x on the numerator, so we get this as x into x, x square, so into derivative of denominator, so derivative of denominator is 6d plus 6, 6d plus 6 into e raised to minus x. So once again try to replace d by a, where a is minus 1, we get this as 6 into minus 1 plus 6 e raised to minus x. So this is x square upon, once again this term is 0. Once again this term is 0 into e raised to minus x. According to this formula, attach one more x on the numerator and take the derivative of denominator with respect to d. Then x into x square is x cube divided by, so derivative of this term is 6 into e raised to minus x. Now question is that how long we have to proceed this term. So we can proceed this term till the term d is absent from the final solution. So if d term is absent in this equation, then we get the final solution. So in this way we get the value of particular integral, which is x cube upon 6 into e raised to minus x. Then so from these two equation, let's call this as equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2, we get the value of complete solution as complementary function and particular integral. So complete solution is denoted by y, which is equal to complementary function is c1 plus c2x plus c3 x square into e raised to minus x plus x cube by 6 e raised to minus x. So this is the way when the value of denominator is 0. So now in the previous 3 example, we take the single term here. So that means we get the single term here. So what happen when here on the right hand side more than one term is present? To understand this concept, let's take the next example. Previous 3 example, we consider only single term on the right hand side. Now take the example where 2 terms are available on the right hand side. Then how to find the value of particular integral of this equation? So now we know that this equation is of the form f of d time y is equal to capital X. This equation has two solutions. So let's try to find the first solution, which is called as complementary function. We know that complementary function is obtaining by solving the auxiliary equation. So auxiliary equation of this equation is d cube minus 5d square plus 8d minus 4 is equal to 0. Again observe that this is cubic equation, so apply the synthetic division method. So here power of d is in decreasing order, so let's directly take the synthetic division. So synthetic division is coefficients are 1, minus 5, 8 and minus 4. So when the term d is equal to minus 1 is the factor, so take the sum of alternative coefficient. Sum of alternative coefficient is 1 and 8, that means 9. So 1 and 8 is 9. So sum of next coefficient is minus 5 and minus 4 is minus 9. So that means these two terms, 9 is not equal to minus 9. So d is equal to minus 1 is not the factor. Then 1 is the factor when the sum of all coefficient is 0. So if we check the sum of all these coefficient, then this sum is 1 plus minus 5 plus 8 plus minus 4. So this sum is 0. That means d is equal to 1 is the factor of this cubic equation. So let's try for d is equal to 1. So now our expected answer is that remainder must be 0. So now this 1 as it is, 1 into 1, 1. So this is minus 4, this is minus 4, this is 4, again this is 4. So now remainder is 0. So if we try to find the root of this equation, then we get this as d minus 1, then d square minus 4d plus 4 equal to 0. So we can write this as d minus 1 is equal to 0 and d square minus 4d plus 4 is equal to 0. So directly we get the value of d is equal to 1 from the first equation. Find a number whose product is 4 and addition is minus 4. So we can write this as d is equal to minus 2 which is 4 and their sum is minus 4. So we get the value of d here as 2, 2. That means we get the root as d is equal to 1, 2 and 2. So these roots are repeated. So for this repeated root, we can write the value of complementary function as complementary function is equal to c1 e raised to 1x for the first root. So these two roots are repeated. We can write this as c2 plus c3x e raised to 2x. c2 plus c3x e raised to 2x. This is the first constant, second and third constant. So in this way we get the value of complementary function. Let's call this as equation number 1. So this is the first solution that is called as complementary function. Now next is to find out the value of particular integral. So now for particular integral. So whenever we try to find the value of particular integral of any equation, so first check the value of capital X. So here value of capital X is e raised to 2x plus 2 times e raised to x. So up to previous example we only consider the single term here. Now these are the two terms. Then in this case the particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d e raised to ax is equal to 1 upon f of a e raised to ax, provided that this term is not equal to 0. Now put the value in this equation, we get this as 1 upon f of d. So value of f of d is d cube minus 5d square plus 8d minus 4 into value of capital X. So value of capital X or e raised to ax is e raised to 2x plus 2 times e raised to x. So these are the two terms. This is the first term and this is the second term. So now to solve this equation, let's split the given equation into two parts. So let's split the given equation into two parts. So we can write this as 1 upon d cube minus 5d square plus 8d minus 4 into e raised to 2x. So write down the first term as it is. So middle sign is plus. So we can write this as plus 1 upon, this is again d cube minus 5d square plus 8d minus 4 into 2 e raised to x. That means split the value of capital X into two parts. So in this way we get the value of particular integral of this equation. So next step is that you may solve these terms separately, you may solve this term separately, or you may solve these two terms together. So now we are solving here all the term together, so we can write this as 1 upon. So according to this formula, so replace d by a. So for the first term, so value of a is 2. For the first term, value of a is 2. So replace d by 2. So we get this as 2 cube minus 5 into 2 square plus 8 into 2 minus 4 into e raised to 2x. So when we replace d by a plus next term 1 upon. So for the second term, this 2 is constant and value of a is 1. So for the second term, so we get the value of a as 1. Then replace d by a, that means this is 1 cube minus 5 into 1 square plus 8 into 1 minus 4 into 2 e raised to x. Now just simplify this. So we get this is 1 upon. So 2 cube is 8, 4, 5 is 20 plus 60 minus 4 e raised to 2x plus this is again 1 minus 5 plus 8 minus 4 into 2 e raised to x. So now here answer is, so 8, so answer is 0 e raised to 2x plus now this answer is again 0. So we get denominator as 0. So whenever we get denominator as 0, then attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator. So take the derivative of this term. So take the derivative of this term. So this is 3d square minus 10d plus 8 into e raised to 2x plus this is again 1 upon, take the derivative of this term. This is 3d square minus 10d plus 8 into 2 e raised to x. So once again replace d by a, we get this as x upon. So we get this as x upon. So this is 3 into 2 square. 2 square is 4. So 3 into 4, 10 into 2 plus 8 e raised to 2x plus again here attach x on numerator. So here x is on the numerator divided by this is 3 into 1 minus 10 into 1 plus 8 into 2 e raised to x. So if we further simplify this, then we get this as 12. That means this is 1 upon 8, 12, 20, this is 20, then this is again 0 e raised to 2x plus x upon 1, then 2 e raised to x. Now here the value of this term is 0. So once again attach one more or x on numerator. So this is x into x, x square into 3 to the 6d minus 10 into e raised to 2x plus x upon 1 into 2 e raised to x as it is, because here we get constant term in the denominator and d term is absent in this equation. So write down this equation as it is. So roll up this term will get over. That means this is the final solution for the second part. Now once again simplify this. If we try to simplify this first term, then we get next equation as, so which is equal to x square divided by, replace d by a. So 6 to the 12 minus 10, then e raised to 2x plus this is 2x e raised to x after simplification. So now we may get this as x square upon 2 e raised to 2x plus 2x e raised to x. So here the term d is absent. So this is the final value of particular integral. Let's call this as equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, complete solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. Complete solution denoted by y, which is equal to value of complementary function is c1 e raised to x plus c2 plus c3x then e raised to 2x from this equation number 1 plus particular integral, this is x square upon 2 e raised to 2x plus 2x e raised to x. So, this is the complete solution of the given equation. Now, let us take the next example. Now friends, let us take one critical or different type of example. So, to learn the first type for finding the value of particular integral. Now, here the right hand side is the value of constant, that means 3. So, in this case how to find the value of particular integral? So, we know that this equation is of the form f of d times y is equal to capital X. This has two type of root. So, let us try to find the first type of root, which is called as complementary function. So, for complementary function, so complementary function depend on the auxiliary equation. So, auxiliary equation is d cube plus 1 is equal to 0. So, now this is the cubic equation. Apply the synthetic division method. So, for applying synthetic division method, first write down this in decreasing power of d. So, we can get this as d cube plus 0d square plus 0d plus 1 is equal to 0. So, now we are writing in decreasing power of d. Now, apply the synthetic division method. So, first coefficient is 1, 0, 0 and again 1. So, our expected answer is that remainder must be 0. Then try for the first factor d is equal to minus 1. So, this is the factor when the sum of alternative coefficient 1 and 0, 1 plus 0 is 1 and next sum of alternative coefficient is 0 and 1 is again 1. So, this two sum is equal, that is why minus 1 is the factor. So, now solve this by synthetic division method. This one as it is minus 1, this is 1 and this is minus 1, remainder is 0. So, now we can write this as d plus 1 d square minus d plus 1 is equal to 0. So, these are the next step. Next step is d is equal to d plus 1 is equal to 0 and d square minus d plus 1 is equal to 0. So, from this first equation we directly get the value of d as minus 1. Now, to solve this equation with the help of quadratic equation, so we get the value of d is equal to, because there is no number whose product is 1 and addition is minus 1. So, that is why I apply the standard formula of the quadratic equation. So, d is equal to minus b, that means minus minus plus. So, this is 1 plus minus root of b square minus 1 square is 1 minus 4 into a is 1 and c is again 1. So, divide by 2 into 1. So, final answer is 1 plus minus root of minus 3 upon 2. So, or we may write this as 1 plus minus root of 3 by 2i. So, now because of this term I, this root is called as complex root. So, finally, we get the value of root as d is equal to minus 1, then next is d is equal to 1 plus minus, so this is for whole term. So, this 2 is for whole term. So, this 1 plus minus root 3 by 2 into I, 1 plus minus root 3 by 2 into I. So, if we compare this equation with the term alpha plus minus beta I, then the value of alpha is 1 upon 2 and that of beta is root 3 by 2. Then complementary function for this equation is, complementary function is equal to, for this first root, so we can write this as c1 e raised to minus x, c1 e raised to minus x plus, for this root, this is the complex root, we can write complementary function as e raised to alpha x. So, value of alpha is 1 upon 2, that is why 1 upon 2x, in bracket this is c1 cos of root 3 by 2x. So, this is c1, so let us call this as C2 and this is C3 into sine of root 3 by 2 x. So this is the first solution which is called as complementary function. Now let's find out the second solution. So second solution is called as particular integral. So whenever we find the value of particular integral of any equation, first check the value of right hand side capital X. So right hand side value of capital X is 3 plus 5 e raised to minus x. So we know the method of finding the particular integral. So particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d into x, which is equal to 1 upon f of a e raised to ax. So that means when such type of exponential function is there, then we can find the value of particular integral. But here this is the constant term. Then for this constant term, write down this as 3 e raised to 0x, because after multiplying by e raised to 0x, we get the value of this term as 1. So this term remains as it is, but we get the standard formula. So plus 5 into e raised to minus x. That means write down the given equation after converting the value in terms of exponential function. So therefore particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d. So value of f of d is d cube plus 1 into 3 e raised to 0x plus 5 e raised to minus x. So now again this is the sum of two terms. So let's split this into the two parts. So we can write this as 1 upon d cube plus 1 into 3 e raised to 0x. So middle sign is plus. So this is again 1 upon d cube plus 1 into 5 e raised to minus x. So now apply this formula, replace d by a. So for the first term value of a is 0, and for the second term value of a is minus 1. So let's apply d is equal to a in the first term. We get this as 1 upon 0 plus 1 into 3 e raised to 0x plus this is 1 upon. So a is equal to minus 1. So this is minus 1 its cube plus 1 into 5 e raised to minus x. So directly from this equation we get the value of first term as, which is equal to 1 upon 1 into 3 e raised to 0x plus next term is, so this is 1 cube minus and this is 1, this is 0. So we get this as 1 upon 0 into 5 e raised to minus x. Whenever we get such type of 0 term in the denominator, in this case we get this as this term is over because d term is absent. So write down this term as it is. So 3 e raised to 0x, or we may directly write down this as 3 plus denominator is 0. So attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator. So derivative of denominator term is, this is 3d square into 5 e raised to minus x. So moreover we can write this as 3 plus x upon 3 into, replace d by a. So this is minus 1 its square into 5 e raised to minus x. So this is 3 plus this is x upon 3 into 5 e raised to minus x. So in this term, in this equation, the term d is absent. That's why this is the final solution. Let's call this as equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2 we get, from equation 1 and 2 we get the complete solution as, complete solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral, that is y is equal to, so value of complementary function is c1 e raised to minus x plus e raised to 1 upon 2x in bracket c2 cos of root 3 by 2x plus c3 sine of root 3 by 2x. So this is the value of complementary function. Now along with this complementary function, let's write down the value of particular integral. So particular integral is, this is 3 plus x by 3 into 5 e raised to minus x. So this is the value of complete solution of the given equation. Now let's take one more critical example when right hand side is the hyperbolic function. So this right hand side may be sine hyperbolic function or cos hyperbolic function. So now in this equation we take the example where right hand side is the sine hyperbolic function. So this is one of the critical example. So this example can be solved with the help of rules of or with the help of some basic property. So we can convert the hyperbolic function in terms of exponential function. So now to solve this equation, first find out the value of complementary function. So for complementary function, auxiliary equation is d cube plus d square minus d minus 1 is equal to 0. So now this is cubic equation. We have to write the synthetic division method. So now this term of d is in decreasing power. So directly write down the coefficient 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So multiply by factor, so that remainder must be 0. So d is equal to minus 1 is the factor when the sum of alternative coefficient is 0. So 1 plus minus 1, so this is 0, and 1 plus minus 1, this is again 0. So sum of alternative coefficient is equal. That's why minus 1 is the factor of this equation. So we can write minus 1 as the factor. So now 1 as it is. So this is minus 1, this is 0, this is 0, this is minus 1, this is 1, and remainder is 0. So we can write these as d plus 1, then d square minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the second factor. So product of two number is 0. Either one of them must be 0. So according to this property, these two terms are 0. So from first equation we get the value of d as minus 1. And from second equation, d square is equal to 1. So if we take the root of this equation, then we get this as plus minus 1. So this is the real number. This is not a complex number because this is plus 1. So now we get the value of root of this equation as minus 1, minus 1, and 1. So these first two roots are repeated, and this is next different root, but these are real and repeated root. So then we can write the value of complementary function as c1 plus c2x e raised to minus x plus this is c1 c2. Now next term is c3 e raised to 1 into x. So this is the value of complementary function of this equation. Now let's find out the value of particular integral. So now for particular integral, whenever we find the particular integral of any equation, so first write down the value of right hand side term capital X. So here right hand side term capital X is sin hx. Now up to this step we only know how to find the value of particular integral when capital X is an exponential function of the type e raised to ax. But here we are getting hyperbolic function. So now apply some standard result and convert this hyperbolic function in terms of exponential function. So we get this as e raised to x minus e raised to minus x upon 2. So now we convert the hyperbolic function in terms of exponential function. Now then particular integral is equal to 1 upon f of d into capital X is equal to 1 upon f of a into capital X. This is the formula. Now put the value 1 upon, so value of f of d is d cube plus d square minus d minus 1 into e raised to x minus e raised to minus x upon 2. So this is the value of capital X. Now in this equation this 1 upon 2 is common. So we may write this as 1 upon 2 then in bracket. So these are two terms, e raised to x and e raised to minus x, and middle sign is minus. So let's split this into the two parts. So we can write this as 1 upon d cube plus d square minus d minus 1 into e raised to x, middle sign is minus. So this is 1 upon, this is d cube plus d square minus d minus 1 into e raised to minus x. So in this way we split the given equation. So because two terms are there on the right hand side. So now further simplify this equation 1 upon 2. In the first term, value of a is 1, so replace d by 1. So we get this as 1 upon 1 cube is 1, plus 1 square is again 1, minus 1 and 1 into e raised to x minus 1 upon. In this second term, value of a is minus 1. So minus 1 cube is minus 1 cube is minus, plus 1 minus 1 square is 1, again this is minus plus 1, this is minus 1 into e raised to minus x. So now here observe that the denominator of both the terms are 0, because this is 1 plus 2 plus 2 and minus 2 0. So this denominator is 0. So whenever denominator is 0, attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator. So derivative of denominator is 3d square plus 2d minus 1 into e raised to x, then minus. So here again denominator is 0. As denominator term is 0, so once again take the derivative of this term. So we can take the derivative with respect to d, then this is 3d square plus 2d minus 1 into e raised to minus x. So this is the simplification of this term. Once again replace d by a, which is 1, and replace d by a, which is minus 1 in this equation. So we get the next step as of this equation as 1 upon 2, then in bracket, so this is x upon, so replace d by a, so this is 1, so we get this term as 3 plus 2 minus 1 into e raised to x minus, this is x upon, so this is 3 minus 2 minus 1 into e raised to minus x. So simplify this, 1 upon 2, then this is x upon, this is 5, that means this is 4 e raised to x minus, again if we check the value of denominator of this term, denominator is again 0. So once again attach x on numerator and take the derivative of denominator. So x into x, x square upon derivative of this term is, this is 6d plus 2 into e raised to minus x. So further simplify, 1 upon 2, this is x by 4 e raised to x minus x square upon, so if we replace d by minus 1, then this is minus 6 plus 2 e raised to minus x. Once again simplify this, this is x by 4 e raised to x minus, so this is x square upon, this is minus 4, so we can write this as plus 4 into e raised to minus x. So this is the simplification. If we take these 2 to the inner side, then we get this as x by 8 e raised to x plus x square by 8 e raised to minus x. So this is the second solution, which is called as the particular integral. So this is the particular integral because the term d is absent in this equation. So this is the final solution. So let's call this as equation number 2. So from equation 1 and 2, complete solution is equal to complementary factor plus particular integral. So complete solution is y, which is the combination of these two solutions, which is c1 plus c2x, then e raised to minus x plus c3 e raised to x plus x by 8 e raised to x plus x square by 8 e raised to minus x. So in this way we get the value of complete solution of this equation. Now time is to test your knowledge. So for your practice, so please solve these 5 examples. So this is the first, second, third, fourth and fifth example. Along with these examples, answers are mentioned. So please solve this example as a homework, or please solve this example as a practice for learning these topics. So I hope you like these lectures. So thanks one and all.